Back on Localite talking about the Juvenile Detention Center over at NORCOR. And, you know, actually I wanted to talk to you about the statistics, but before we go into that, I did want to touch a little bit on the greenhouse and, you know, the native plant species and stuff that you guys are doing out there as well. So briefly tell us about that.
A big part of our education program and some other programming we do for youth, we have a 30 by 90 greenhouse that we've had for a long time. And we do a couple of programs with that. One is we grow some ornamental plants, and the youth deal with those plants all the way from seeding them to replanting them to picking the dead leaves off until we actually take them out and sell them at the beginning of the year. And it's not just for work, and it's not to make money, but it's more for the educational piece and learning about that. And we've partnered with the Wasco County Master Gardeners for them to come in and provide some expertise and some mentorship to the youth on that. We've also are starting a program where we're going to propagate some native plants and grasses and coordinate with, specifically to start with, the Mosier Watershed Council to start some of the plants, and then some local, either the Wasco County Juvenile Department work crew or the alternative school out at Discovery High School at the Dallas-Wetonka High School will actually take those out and plant them in the stream beds and so forth. And then the third program that we're actually looking at trying to do is kind of some winter garden type of things, some things that the kids can see, maybe grow some lettuce, maybe grow some spinach, those kinds of things that'll grow in the winter, and hopefully at some point be able to have them sample what they've grown.
Oh, that'd be cool. So you mentioned too that there's obviously not large amounts of profits being made from the sale of the plants and stuff, but does that just go back into the system into the facility?
Yeah, it does. What we're trying to do is use it as part of our education, but not have it cost a lot of money. So we're just trying to offset some of our costs. So the soil, the planters, the seeds, that sort of thing, we're selling those plants on a donation basis, just enough to get our money back so we can continue the program.
So I understand that 85 to 90% of juvenile crimes or offenses are actually committed by only 15% of the juvenile population, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much around where national statistics go, and I think if you really looked locally, it's probably a fairly similar statistic.
Okay. So in the programs that you guys have through your facility, do you track the success rates or the repeat offenders, all of those types of things as well?
We do to an extent. One of the problems of tracking statistics in Central and Eastern Oregon is the numbers are so low. Sometimes it's hard to have the statistics actually have a significant value. And another issue that makes it a little bit difficult to track, like the youth going through our cognitive self-change program, for example, we have to compare them to other youth that are at similar levels of crime, because when we say that 85 to 90% of the crime is committed by 10 to 15% of the youth, we need to make sure that when we're looking at statistics of recidivism of youth that have gone through our program, that we're comparing them not to all youth, because a lot of the youth that come through our facility are going to come through, they'll have their consequence, whatever happens, and they'll move on and we'll never see them again. But statistically, our program, and I don't have exact numbers with me, but statistically our program shows that the youth that are coming through our program are actually staying out of further interventions by the juvenile system than youth that aren't necessarily coming through our program.
Okay. How many kids actually, or young people I should probably refer to them as, actually come through your facility maybe in a year?
Well, we typically, a typical year from us is about 450 to 500 intakes.
Okay.
Now, some of those are the same youth coming through multiple times, but so about 1.5 intakes per day is what we average. Now, it doesn't mean we have an intake every day. It means that some days we'll have 4 or 5, and we'll go 4 or 5 days without any. But that's held up over the last number of years, where it's been about the 450 to 500 intakes.
Well, Jeff, thank you. Unfortunately, we're already out of time. It goes quick, and but interesting stuff over there that you guys are doing. And obviously, we didn't get to touch on what are some of the benefits maybe of having a facility like NORCOR in your community, but maybe we'll have the opportunity to discuss that another time.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time right here on Localite. So until then, take care, and we'll see you soon. John Compton here saying thanks again for watching. And remember, if you've got a guest idea, let us know. Just visit localite.com.